America used to say, like, the education system in Scotland's a bit like an engine that's been revved right past the red line, and you'll get away with that for a while. But the problem is, when that goes wrong, that's not a small breakdown that you're going to have. You know, that's not a kind of creep to the side. That's a catastrophic failure is what you'll have there. And I don't like talking in these terms because I don't want to be alarmist about it, and I've got lots of friends still teaching, and because this really matters to me. But I do worry that what we're actually seeing is a really damaging and maybe quite sort of dangerous convergence of lots of different factors.
Well, let's just focus on the violence
aspect. But the violence is that's the part of what you're seeing is a system that has been pushed past its breaking point. So what we now have, we have lots and lots of young people in these schools who their needs are not being met. And it's not just me saying that. That came from like the Children's Commissioner a year ago saying that. We have 40-ish% of kids in schools with additional support needs. We've had Audit Scotland making quite clear there's never really been the proper work being done behind that policy to organise it, to make sure we had the resources in place, and they're not in place. You know.
So that's the root of the problem for you?
To be clear, when I'm saying this, I am not saying the root of the problem is that we have inclusive schools and that we have young people with various needs in those schools. Full disclosure, you know, my son's autistic and he's in a mainstream school and it's exactly as it should be. But to reach a situation, if you're a teacher, right, in a classroom and you've now got 40% of kids in that classroom with defined additional support needs, things that you need to get support for, and you're expected to manage that at the same time as you're still trying to cope with the introduction of a curriculum that's been botched, you still don't have enough working time to get your job done properly, there still aren't enough teachers in schools, there are budget cuts affecting schools, there comes a point when I think you need to look at this in the big picture and